I'm loud, so I'm going to try and do this without a microphone. Raise your hand if you can't hear me.
What?
So I want to thank all of you for coming out on a Sunday evening. I especially wanted to thank people who are coming out from some communities that I feel especially privileged to be a part of. Haverford College, Chestnut Hill Academy, and Family First. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you to other people who are performing. I think it's an act of bravery in this day and age to try and be creative and continue to be creative. So, again, I feel privileged to be on the stage with you. Thank you, Tamara, for hooking me up. I appreciate it. And thank you, Al. Thank you, Al, for all your hard work in organizing it. You were talking earlier about people throwing up their hands, and I think I'm one of those people. I feel a little paralyzed by all the things, you know, Haiti, Chile, now New Orleans. So thank you for curing my paralysis, getting me out here. I appreciate it. Upon irremediable shores, those who never had time. We see the hunt of a cardinal, male, more flamboyant for digging in the snow after seeds set loose in the blizzard. The sun shines in a clear sky now, light through the front window illuminating an atmosphere of dust motes before landing on the cat, her stretched and basking belly. In the snow's mute and stop motion, only the beating of the clock, a replica of Victoria Station, 1905. Here's the real memory. On Olvera Street, I bought a marionette of Pancho Villa, riddled with 9 bullets. And the false, I swung during my 9th birthday party at a piñata macheted into Christ's burning heart, crowned with a thicket of blackberry thorns. If we broke open this heart with a broomstick, what sweetness would fall into the dust? Does it matter that my family has no history of senility or dementia? The women, those with no fondness for tobacco, live forever. The men die of mustard gas, the Old Crow brand of bourbon, arrest, cardiac, or criminal. But my mother was the first black girl to sit downstairs, not in nigger heaven, and watch That Darn Cat at the Lee Theater, Hampton, Virginia. Me, how will my first be diagnosed? And the real, batter my wounded knee, and the false, bury my heart at 3-personed God. The second poem's title is from the title of a song that Nina Simone most famously covered, Ne me quitte pas. With a 6-pack, I come to Rachel's studio, where the stereo plays Nina Simone, live in Paris. Indelibly sad, chains of an empty swing and the wind creaking into a braid. Marvin and Lamar sit for photos, the dark crook of Marvin's arm wrapped around Lamar's bare, sand-colored shoulder like a clasp on a safety strap. I've never been this close to intimate men, but they're so boyish and vulnerable with each other, I wonder how intimate they've been. Whispers in the hall say the Spanish teacher at school had spent his life loving men, but never touching them. And watching Marvin clutch Lamar, I think of all the faggots and punchlines that doubled me over, and the tirade of faggots a kid unleashed in the locker room that I pretended not to hear. At least I'm not a faggot after Von Curran called me a half-nigger, and all the faggots I thought were harmless because I murmured them only to my mind. From a stepladder, Rachel begins to pop the flash, and a tear traces the ridge of Marvin's cheekbone. A stranded tear in boss relief against his ebony skin. A permissive tear, teaching the tribe to open. Philadelphia. Pop, 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 pop! And before sirens echo, 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 along streets laid out like wire mesh in a pen, where pit bull bitches, 3, chained, starved, sound hoarse yowls from scarred throats, sneaker soles slap clap of asphalt until their stride sinks into rumble grumble of first trolleys trundling along steel tracks. newsprint smack thwacking when pitched onto cracked pavement outside the corner market. Security gates flung up in a rickety racket at storefronts and Mount Zion's early worship. Skittery skitter of boys kicking a doll's head to the bus stop. Molded lids ticking open and shut over glazed, unreal eyes. A raccoon's crash dash as it drags a near-dead pigeon from a rust-pitted trash can. Fluttery stutter of the bird's one good wing, flapping to lift its carcass into still, darksome dawn. About 18 months ago, I was in New Orleans for a school conference, and we did some community service, I think in the upper 9th Ward, which was pretty heavily hit by the flooding after Katrina. Mm-hmm. And I was really struck by the fact that many of the houses hadn't been repaired, and also that some of the houses had these spray-painted marks on them that rescuers had used to notate what was in the house. And when I got home, I started looking into these marks, and they mean something, and there's sort of a story to all of the marks. And so I started to create little narratives about what some of those stories might be. Chorus of X, the rescuer's mark. X say search party, say month, say day. X say live wire, gas leak, say floodwater. Say dead dog, dead cat. X say no dead bodies, say one dead body, say two, say three dead bodies, say four. X say kitchen, say bedroom, say attic. Say the family Bible floated next to me 3 days before the waters carried it off. X say that dog was a loud-ass, mean-ass bitch anyway. Say rain and wind on the roof was like every song I ever heard, the slow ones and angry, Sunday ones and off-tune ones, pretty ones and ones that whined like a porch door hanging on busted hinges, played all together on harp, on fiddle, tuba, trumpet, on banjo, on every instrument man saw fit to make. X say, God, you've been flooding us too much. Say, most of the family moved north and west, got tired of humidity and high water, called when they could. Say, if you loot this, you only stealing from nature, and that bitch always take back what hers. X say, it got easier to die in water than live on land. Say, you missed me buried under plaster and paint shreds and wall stud and door and shingle and pictures of my grandbabies. Say, we here and you never be rid of us. Say, my worst sins were pride and white lies I repeated every morning like mama's daily prayers. X say, lungs full of flood in the end, took me higher than liquor ever did. Say, black water loved me more than my daddy ever did. Say, pestilence, say, quarantine, say, lamb's blood, say, slave ship, say, witch trial, say, the Washita River ran cold and the Cheyenne were still sleeping. Say, the monk doused himself in gasoline. Say, God, say, man, say, not all of us are saved. Thank you.